I mean, I would definitely say it's a good feeling, no doubt. Last weekend was huge. Not that anybody in our league is light, and the first four weren't good wins. I'm definitely not saying that, but Oral Roberts and Kansas City are two incredibly tough teams. Thursday, I think that's the best defense I've ever seen our team play. Just from the opening tip to the last minute, it seemed like they were incredibly locked in. And then Kansas City was definitely a much more high-powered offensive game. But again, just two teams that were really, really getting after it. I thought it was an intense game. It was incredibly fun to hear the Betty like that. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see our team competing at that level against really good teams.
Speaking of really good teams, the South Dakota schools, kind of, how big of a test is this upcoming weekend?
Well, this is as big as it gets. There's no doubt. I think everybody knows that South Dakota schools are the measuring sticks of the league. And you look at both these teams, they're playing incredibly well. You know, SDSU won by an average 52.5 last weekend. That's playing well. Shot 65% from the field, 50 from three, haven't missed a free throw all weekend. I mean, that's incredible. South Dakota has the nation's longest winning streak. So you want to talk about a tough weekend, this is as difficult as it gets. That doesn't mean our team's not locked in. It doesn't mean that our team's not, preparing for an absolute battle. But you have to play really well to beat these teams.
Looking at the conference standings, we're getting closer and closer to that tournament time. You guys are right there in the mix with those two South Dakota schools. It's them and then you guys right after. Kind of how does it feel to be right in the mix of the top of the conference right now?
It's good. We're at the halfway point. There's so much season left. No one's, I don't think, guaranteed anything at this point. And so we're definitely not looking at the standings saying, congrats, we got 6 wins, we're done. We still have a long ways to go before, seeds are made and teams are booking hotels and making trips down to Sioux Falls.
What's the energy like this year versus last year?
I don't want to discredit last year's team. Like, they fought, they battled. We just couldn't quite pull out the wins when it came down to the last, 2 minutes of games. But I definitely think there's a lot more confidence because we've been in so many close games. Honestly, we've played a ton of them. And that's where having a full non-conference preseason schedule was huge for us. We got to go play all those games and build a little bit of that confidence so that when we got to these close Summit League games, we were able to pull some of them out.
Would the word exciting for your team be the right word to use in hosting the Jacks after you guys have been playing so well so far?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I think I hope our fans are excited about it. I hope that we get a good crowd here this weekend because they definitely make a difference, and we need all the edge we can get against these two really tough teams. I do look back, a month ago, we played them January 1, and we walked away from that game, of course, coming, out losing by around 20, and still felt like we took so much away from that game. We felt like our streak started in that game. Yes, we lost, but the way we played, the way we started to establish what we were capable of came from that game. So I do think there's a level of excitement to get back to that exact game, knowing how far we've come in the last 20 days since we played them.
You look at Casey Baravich's play over the last few weeks. What have you really seen that's been clicking in her game?
Casey's steady. She's been here like this, it seems like, all year long. Of course, she's got a couple of the accolades last week, but she's been someone that we've leaned on all year long. What I love most about Casey, though, yes, she can score the ball. Yes, she's going to, fill the stat sheet with all sorts of different things, but she's okay if she doesn't. If she doesn't have 24 points, but we get the win, she gets the ball in the right spots, she's going to be happy. And so she's helping our team in so many ways, and obviously she's going to draw a little bit more attention now. Not that she probably wasn't already. Draw a little bit more attention. And that just opens things up. That, again, you look at our last couple games, Melissa Leet's really come on strong lately. She's been an absolute force inside. Maggie Manson gets hot in the second quarter of that Kansas City game and absolutely hits massive threes for us. And, Liv Lane, I think we all know, if we can keep her out of foul trouble, that, gosh, she is a huge threat for us as well. So we just have players that can do a lot of things. Of course, Casey's the focal point of most team scouting reports, but we have more than just Case. Well, that's hard because they have 5 players that all average within about a point of each other. Every one of their starters averages close to 10 points. And so they're an incredibly balanced team. And then you look at, they have, a couple really good players coming off the bench. So it's hard. One of the big things we've been stressing is transition defense. They get out and they really, we felt like, took advantage of us, breaking us down off the bounce or early in transition, and just getting us to like kind of overhelp, collapse a little bit. And they're shooting way too well for us to lose players. And so, I promise I've been talking a lot about transition defense here this week.
Of what you've seen from Paige Meyer from SDSU, is that one of the most skilled freshmen that you've kind of just come in and seen in this league, just come in and pop right away?
Absolutely. I did the Summit League podcast this morning, and they asked who my favorite player was, and yes, Paige Meyer was my answer. That kid, she sets the tone. She goes fast. She's a scoring threat. She sees the floor. She is a player playing well beyond a freshman, I feel like. And yeah, just to think that we have to play her for 3 more years after this is kind of scary. But yeah, with the threats that they have and just her ability to not only push tempo but find them, they're an incredibly dangerous team.
So, Zach, you've had a lot of history with South Dakota State as a player, and Aaron Johnson been there, 24 years. Does it make it any easier preparing for that, knowing just Tennessee, knowing what he's been about all the years that are, because
I didn't play against South Dakota State.
That's true, but you were around in the history of Aaron
Yes.
Johnson. Does it make it any easier? Knowing what he's all about?
Not really. I mean, he does a really good job adjusting from year to year for whatever his team, strengths are, and even looking at like, okay, these are his go-tos. I mean, he's changing them. He has a whole new series of out-of-bounds plays since the last time we talked to him. So he's just really good at like adapting and making changes so that you can't sit there and maybe scout. He's definitely a really good coach. So we know a little bit about what he wants to do, but he's gonna find ways to try and get an edge.
This is the biggest weekend of Summit maybe we're going to have. It hasn't been a Summit in a long time, but you get that sense that this is a huge weekend where the program has been and where it's going and maybe its future.
Maybe. I don't know if I've put enough pressure on myself yet for that, I guess. Maybe tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'll feel a little bit more of that pressure, but haven't quite yet. I mean, honestly, yes, the streak is exciting. Yes, we want to keep it going, but at the end of the day, we're just worried about getting better. We want to get ourselves to Sioux Falls. We want to give ourselves a chance down there. And that's been the same message when we started 0-3 as when we're 12-8. Like, it's been the same message all year long. Let's improve every single day. Let's get ourselves to Sioux Falls. Let's see what we can do down there.
Has composure been the biggest asset during the streak for your team?
I think so. Composure and confidence. I do. I mean, confidence is obviously part of composure. You just see, we know who to get the ball to. We know that we've been in the situation. We know how to handle it. And yes, definitely, composure in those situations is what maybe we were lacking a year ago and showing this year.